Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I'm here with some more of our Tinker's Construct how-to series, and today we are going to be talking about all the fantastic tools that Tinker's Construct adds into the game. So why don't we jump right into it? Now real quickly, guys, I apologize if you hear my computer's fan. I'm trying a whole new setup. I have a whole new area right now, and my computer's kind of rested up. It's usually underneath my desk, so you might be able to hear the fan, and I apologize for that. I am going to fix it if it does last and become an annoyance after this. So anyway, let's hop into the smeltery, and you guys can see here that I got my smeltery from last episodes, and I'm actually in a different world. That's because the other world kept crashing, which is not Tinker's Construct's fault. It's just something with my computer. I don't know, but we're in a different world, so we have a different smeltery, and in here I've got a whole bunch of iron, and that's what we'll be using as our primary source. I'm not going to go through and go a whole bunch of different items. We'll just be using basic iron, but remember, you can use any kind of material to create these objects. That's the whole point of the mod. Anyway, let's open up our Materials in You Volume 2, and you guys can see the pickaxe is the first tool that the mod adds into the game. Now, we're not going to go over that because you guys understand how a pickaxe works. It is added, and we talked about it in previous videos. All you need is a pickaxe head, tool rod, and tool binding. And we're not going to talk about a shovel either, because a shovel is the same thing. It does, it's digging, and it just needs a shovel head and a tool rod. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the hatchet. So it's going to need a hatchet head and a tool rod, and in this case, a hatchet head is actually just an axe head. So let's go here, we'll grab the axe head, and then we're going to grab a tool rod cast, and we're just going to go here, and we're going to fill it up with whatever we need, right there. And then this one as well, we're going to fill her up. There we go. And now let's head over to our tool forge. Now this is the upgraded version of the tool station, and you're going to want it if you want to do these extra kind of materials. So when we get into different kind of item or tools, we're going to want the tool forge because it is a much nicer version of it. So upgrade it. Take 3 seared bricks, 4 iron blocks in a tool station, upgrade your to a tool forge, and you'll be very happy. So when you open it, you guys can see there's a whole bunch of new options on the side over here. And the first one we're going to go to is the hatchet option, which seems to be right there. So I'm just going to take my rod and my axe head. I'm going to place it right there on the tool forge, and we get a hatchet. Boom. Now the hatchet's very cool because not only does it, oops, we're in creative mode, not only does it chop through wood very quickly, it also chops through leaves with no problem. So if you guys ever have any leaf issues or you want to get rid of your leaves, use a hatchet and it will cut through your leaves like it's nobody's business, which is very cool. So next we're going to do is we're going to talk about the mattock. So the mattock is a cutter, or the cutter mattock is a versatile farming tool. Its primary purpose is to till soil. It also works as somewhat like an axe and a shovel, but it is not a replacement for either. So we're going to need an axe head, a tool rod, and a shovel head. So where's the shovel head? Right here. We'll grab that. We'll make ourselves an iron shovel head. There we go. We'll grab the axe head, and we'll put the tool rod in there. Obviously the tool rod cast. There we go. And then the axe head cast. And boom. Cool. So now we'll head back to the tool station. We'll look. Where is the mattock in here? Is this the mattock? No. That's the mattock, though. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to place each side. And you guys can see we've got ourselves the nice little mattock. Now, what's cool about it is it can shovel very easily. You can right click it and it'll hoe. And it'll till the earth. And you can also use it to cut down trees. Like that. And here's a shoveling. I forgot that I was in it. But you can see, just like that. Everything works, and your leaves, it doesn't affect, but cutting down trees, it's very efficient for all the above. Now, I do keep forgetting I'm in creative mode, so I apologize if I continuously do that in this episode, but oi. Alright, so let's look back at our materials in you, and let's see what is next on here. Well, we've got the broadsword. So the broadsword blocks, and it's kind of like a regular sword, and it lets you pretty much choose your variety, so you'll need a sword blade, a tool rod, and a wide guard. So if we grab ourselves a tool blade in here, where is it? That's a large blade. There, that's our knife blade. There's our sword blade. Then we need our guard, hand guard, and our rod. So let's head here. We'll fill them up, and we'll make an iron one as well, just because we got such a plethora of iron. 44 ingots. And there we go. this guy as well. Perfect. And then if we head back to our tool forge, let's grab this here. Tool. Oops, we put the wrong guard in there. Oh well. Well, that means we need to grab this one here. It's a wide guard. Alright. So now we'll place it back, and we'll go back to this guy. There we go, and we get our broadsword reinforced. So obviously right-clicking it is just like right-clicking it, attacking it is just like attacking anything as well. So I don't think I need to go into much detail, just to show you guys how to craft it. Now, the mod does add 3 different kinds of swords into the game, so the broadsword was the first one. The next sword is the longsword, and this is an offensive weapon. And what's cool about it is you can lunge forward while attacking. So it's going to need a handguard, a tool rod, and a sword blade. So where's our handguard? Well, we already made a handguard. We need that tool rod, and then we need the sword blade again. So let's fill these guys up. And there we go. And now the tool rod will fill her up as well. And there we go. So now if we combine these together, we go over here to the longsword. We place them in their respective locations. You can see longsword reinforced 1. And if we were to go hold down right click, and you can see it will let us jump over. So when we go right click and jump, you guys can see that we have a nice little boost forward. And the jumping while right clicking gives us even more, which is very cool in my opinion. I really like it, and it's a cool way of going in and out of mobs. And we'll demonstrate some of this in just a minute after we make this next sword, which is the rapier, or rapier. I can't actually say that name for some reason. You guys can see it needs a crossbar, a tool rod, and a sword blade. And what's cool about this one is it lets you take leaps backwards. So let's grab this crossbar. Let's fill that one up. We need the sword blade and the tool rod. And there's that one. And harden up, there we go. And this one as well. And now if we combine these all together in our tool forge right here, we'll place, whoops, that's the wrong one. We need this one. We'll place that there. We'll place that there and that one there. And you can see here is the rapier. And what we do is when we right click, it'll give us nice small leaps backwards. And compared to the longsword giving us leaps forward, which is kind of cool. So leap backward, leap forward. If you have both of them, you can really go and maneuver very well around it. So if we were to grab, let's say some, let's go just pigs. We'll pretend pigs are hostile. What is that? There we go. Let's go pig. Oh my god, we're being abundantly smashed by pigs. You, sir, you've got an angel. I don't like that. Well, let me get up to you. Boom, and we killed that one. And we need to get to that one over here, and he's attacking us, but nope, now he's getting very close, so we'll go backwards. We'll take those steps back, but no, we need to go forward. Oh god, the examples are endless of things to do. They're very cool, though. I see a bunch of awesome uses for it. So let's head back to the Tinker's Construct part, and pigs. Pigs. There we go. Alright. So if we look back in here into the Tinker's Construct Materials and You version 2, you can see the next one is the dagger. And instead of using a sword blade, it actually needs a knife blade. So we'll grab that knife blade. Let's see, where is the knife blade? In here we need knife blade cast. So we'll grab one. There it is. Knife blade cast. Place that down. Fill her up. And it'll harden. And then we just need this guy and that guy. You guys can see that as that goes, we should be just going great. So let's fill this one up. There's a spider somewhere. Dang, spiders always in our way. Alright, so this is going to be this right here, the dagger. So this goes there, and then the knife goes there. And what's cool about the dagger is if we were to have something to shoot it at, so like that, we can right click and it'll throw the dagger right at our mob. Now, because I am in creative mode, it's going to not take it out of my inventory and it'll just spawn another one. That's okay. In survival mode, it will take it out and you will have to go retrieve it before you can actually use it again. So, let us move on again to the next one, which is the frying pan. And you guys can see here, that gives you a nice description of it. The frying pan, when you can right click to block it and it blocks the damage. And then there's another cool thing. So let's grab the frying pan cast and we'll place you down. And I don't like that spider. Let's go. That's a little bit better. Alright. And then we also need the tool rod. So we'll place a tool rod, fill her up, and there we go. And we'll head back to our tool forge and we'll go to the frying pan. And now we'll place in the frying pan, right there. And if we were to grab ourselves a nice little piggy here, you guys can see, boom, we'll stun the pig. Even though the pig's got a nice little, is that a rose on the side of your head? Aw, you're still gonna die. And then what you could do is right click the frying pan to protect yourself from some damage, to absorb the damage, and then shift right click and place it on the ground, and it actually turns into a frying pan. So let's say we have some wood on us. Do I have wood? Ah, we do. So we can throw the wood in there, and you guys can see that it's going to start cooking up our pork, and we shall get some deliciousness to eat in just a moment. But while we're waiting for that, let's go look at the next guy, which should be the battle sign. And the battle sign pretty much is what you think. It's a joke weapon. All you need is a wide board cast. So we'll fill that up. And then we also need a tool rod cast. So we'll fill that up as well. And now if we combine them, all it simply does is act as a sign for attacking, blocking, and shift right clicking doesn't do anything. It's just good for attacking and blocking, but still cool. And as this guy is just about done here, you can see it's creating a nice arrow in the corner. And what it's going to do is come to the end there, one more second, and it'll finish. And now this is going to turn right there into cooked pork chops. Nice. So finally, for some more of these, some of the more intricate, cool things that this mod adds, let's look at the chisel. So the chisel requires a chisel head and a tool rod, and that means let's grab the chisel head right here. And we'll place that in there. And while that's smelting, let's grab the tool rod. Place that in there. And what it does is something very cool. So let's make one. By going to the chisel, actually. Where is it? In here. There it is. So we'll go like that. We get a chisel reinforced. And if we were to have a mod or some sort of thing as in like redstone or something like that, we can actually chisel that redstone. So if we go redstone, let's grab some of this, and let's grab a crafting bench. Come on. Okay. Crafting. There we go. Nice crafting table. And we place a redstone plus a chisel in there. Well, look at that. We get a redstone brick coming out of it. Now, when we place this down, you guys can see we got a nice little red brick coming out of it. And it does a lot of things. We can use it for a whole bunch of things. So the things it can, pretty much like a fancy obsidian, sandstone, all this stuff, it kind of adds. And if you guys were using NEI, it will show you what it adds. Just hover over the chisel, hit U, and you can see when we hit it, it gives us all the uses for the chisel. So that you guys can see, stone will give us stone bricks, rough brownstone will give us brownstone pavement, and so on, like so. And you can see everything in here is added, and it's very cool. The chisel's a very technical and very, I guess, good-looking mod, you can say, or addition to the mod. So anyway, let's move on to the next ones. Some of these are the next cool tools. So next we have is the hammer. So the hammer is a heavy mining tool. Its natural ability is when it mines a 3x3 area. It has smite 2, so it does 2 to 4 extra damage of hearts against the undead, and it's a huge durability. So this tool has a high durability to make up for the constant beating it will receive. So what does that mean we have to have? Well, we need the hammer head, which is right here. Then we are going to have to get these large plate casts and a tool rod. So we'll go hammerhead, we'll fill it up, and keep in mind the hammerhead will use 8 ingots worth of materials, so make sure you have enough with that, as well as these large plates. Each will use 8 ingots, and we need 2 large plates, so that is a lot of ingots. There's one, and this should fill up any second. You guys can definitely see that it's draining it pretty fast. You throw some more in there. Never know how much you're gonna need. Oops, not that. And that one as well. Another nice little cast. And as we wait for it to harden, here we go. And now the casting table with the tool rod. Perfect. Awesome. So now if we head over to our tool forge, we can find the hammer, which is the first one. we'll place these heavy guys on each side, that there. And then on the bottom, it's actually, I apologize, it's actually a heavy, or tough rod cast, or tough rod. So we'll make that. It requires just a little bit more materials to make a tough one, and that, it makes it a little bit more durable. There we go. I'll go back to the hammer, and that there, like so. And now we get the hammer. So if we mine down and we find some dirt, or some stone, what do you guys think the hammer's going to do? Well, it's going to mine a 3x3 area. Now, obviously, if you're in survival mode, it will take some durability to mine, so let's do that. As you can see, it's going to, in survival mode, go like this, but it will mine out that 3x3 and give you all the blocks for it. It'll also mine the ores, and it's definitely one of your best friends if you are playing Minecraft. So, obviously, there's also a companion to it. If you guys want to do something, but it does not go under a mining material, it goes under a shoving material, well then, you are going to want to make yourself an excavator. So in here, the excavator, which requires an excavator head, a large plate, a tough rod, and a tough binding. So we need the excavator head, which is right here. And then we need the tough binding, and then the tough rod. So we'll grab ourselves a tough rod. Right there. Excavator head. And then we need this large plate as well. I'm sure you guys will guess what this does. And I will say now while it's smelting, it does mine out a 3x3 area of dirt, which is very, very useful. And definitely another one of your best friends for Minecraft. Because who doesn't want to mine out and increase their efficiency by mining 3x3 rather than 1x1? Alright, so this should just about be done pouring. I do really like the Tinker's Construct pouring animation. But now it's done, we'll grab the excavator, we'll place everything in the respective places. And you guys can see, we have ourselves an excavator. So if we head over here, left click, and you guys can see, as we mine, it's going to mine out a nice 3x3 area. And of course, same thing applies when you're in survival mode. You'll actually take durability when you're not. Very, very cool. So let's look at the next couple items that the mod adds. Next one is the lumber axe. So the lumber axe requires a broad axe head, a large plate, a tough rod, and a tough binding. So we need the broad axe head, which should be right here. And we'll make one of those. How many materials? 8 for this guy as well. We're also going to need that tough rod and the tough binding. So, as you guys could probably guess, the more technical the mod gets, or the more, useful the mod materials get, or the tools get, that's the word I'm thinking of, the more materials it's going to require to make, because obviously they are much stronger than other stuff. So, that is definitely a cool addition that is added. Let's go tough rod. And there we go, and then the tough binding. And here we go. Cool. So if we head over here, let's go to that. We're going to go with there, place everything in their respective locations, and you guys can see a lumber axe. So the lumber axe is cool. I turned rain on accidentally. The lumber axe is cool because look at what it's about to do. Yes, the lumber axe cuts down an entire tree. And it doesn't have any effect on leaves, which is a little bit of a disadvantage compared to the other axe, but this one is definitely cool if you want to get rid of those big trees very easily. Awesome. Alright, now there's only a few more things this mod adds into the game, and that would be the scythe. So the scythe is well known for its large swinging area. It can be used to harvest crops, leaves, and is a decent weapon. So what does that exactly mean? Well, let's make one. So it's going to need a scythe head, a tough rod, a tough binding, and another tough rod. So a scythe head, which is right here. And then we'll need 2 tough rods and a tough binding. So tough rod and fill her up. Perfect. Harden. And 2 tough rods. Making them fast. And 2 of those actually. Forgot to double click that. Alrighty. And then the scythe head. Or the scythe head. I'm very bad at pronunciation sometimes, especially when it comes to things like this. But ready for this? Let us go make it. So actually, it's very, very dark out. Let's grab the scythe right here. That's going to go there and there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. And you guys can see the scythe is right there. Now, right-clicking the ground, it won't actually do anything until you have some sort of harvested material. But if we go here, you guys can see that it's good for doing this. It's also good for cutting down large amounts of trees at a time, like leaves at a time. If we have a pool of harvested, let's say, materials, I guess you can say that's the best I can explain. Let's grab ourselves the matic. I'll show you what I mean. If we have like something like this, and it's in the 3x3 area, and we have seeds. Let's go a seed, and we place the seeds down like so, and then we bone meal it. Let's grab some bone meal. You guys can see when they grow up, we can take this scythe now, and we can just simply click like that, and it's going to break it. Very cool and very efficient for creating yourself a nice little farm and making that farm work. Awesome. So there are just a few more things that the mod adds. After the scythe, we've got the cleaver. The cleaver is a definitely cool one, and definitely one to check out if you guys are all into collecting your heads of mobs. So right-clicking is a block, but its natural abilities is beheading too. So that means it beheads the mods, and the head is dropped as loot. So it's a heavy, and base attack is increased as costing them the swing time. So it's a heavy melee weapon. So we'll need a large sword blade, a large plate, and 2 tough rods. Not too bad. Let's do that very fast. Let's grab @mod.tinkersconstruct, @mod.tinkers, and let's grab ourselves a simply. There's that heavy blade. Then we're gonna need the tough rod and 2 of those, and let's go fill her up with this. So this does require just a bunch more material like the other stuff does. We're actually gonna probably have to grab some more iron and throw into here. So let's grab iron. Let's go page 1. Cool. And there's that guy. We'll go with the tough rod. And while this is all smelting, we'll just go back to Tinker's page. There's that. And then this one. And we need 2 tough rods as well. 1. And 2. Cool. So in here, the cleaver's right there. 2 tough rods. And, oh, I did that wrong. Should always double check, guys, before you start crafting things. It's just a large plate as well. But that's fine. Let's get her going right here. Come on. A lot of materials you need. There we go. And we'll place that there. And you guys can see for some reason the cleaver works when making it, but it's right there. Cleaver. So if we were to grab ourselves, let's say a wither skeleton. Oh, you can't spawn wither skeletons. Okay. So then let's go. We'll do a skeleton. Alright, we get ourselves a skeleton. And we were to attack it with the cleaver. You can see it drops ourselves some nice things. Now, of course, it does have a slower ability of dropping. So, like, when we go like that, there we go. There, it dropped it. Very nice. And you can see Mining Fatigue 3 does hop on when you're holding it. And that's because it does want to make the purpose of cleaving things much harder. But that's definitely something you guys want to look out for if you're in the nether trying to get something from a wither skeleton and you want their heads, and bring yourself a cleaver and you can get it. So next, guys, we've got ourselves the battle axe. So right click. There's nothing yet, it's to be determined, but the natural abilities is it harvests wood blocks in a 1x9 tower, and it knocks the enemy further away than normal, and it's a heavy melee weapon. So we'll need a tough binding, a tough rod, 2 broad axe heads. So here is our broad axe head, right there. We got ourselves a tough binding already, and the tough rod we can grab from right here. So we'll fill the tough rod up. And as it hardens, we'll go there. And then we need 2 of these. And the next stuff that's coming up in just a second, guys, is definitely some of the cooler things in Tinker's Construct. Not saying that this is not cool already, but Tinker's Construct does add some very cool stuff. And I'm excited to show you the next few things. But let's wait as this kind of goes and fill her up. Here we go. Perfect. Alright, so if we head back here, now we're going to craft ourselves this guy. It's right there, the battle axe. It requires 2. 1. And you can see the battle axe, when built, does chop down trees in a 1x9 radius. And then right-clicking it doesn't actually do anything. Alright, I guess right-clicking is leaping you forward, but you can see the, oh gosh, all those things that it gives us when you have it on. Kind of crazy. Let's grab ourselves a pig, and let's attack these pigs. Let's see what this creepiness of pigs can do. I don't want zombie pigmen, I want regular pigs. There we go. You can see knockback is very far, but holding it definitely does give us some slowness. There we go, and killing him. So if you guys have any issues, this guy will knock it right back out of your hands, which is very cool as well. I know I'm saying a lot of these are cool, but I honestly think Tinker's Construct's one of the better mods that are out for Minecraft. So next, guys, we've got the last 2 things that this adds. We have got the short bow, and we've got the arrows. So the short bow, right-click, it draws the bow, and the bow is drawn, or the further bow is drawn back, the further an arrow flies, and the more damage it does. So we need 2 tool rods and a bowstring. Well, that's okay. The tool rods are simply crafted by going into this and getting that, but the bowstring is at mod.tinkers. You guys can see the bowstring requires us to get one of these, this bowstring pattern. And then we need to grab ourselves some string for it. And let's grab this. You can see bowstring here, or recipe. Whoops. Recipe for that doesn't actually show us, but enchanted bowstring and fiery bowstring. I'm not going to go into all of that detail because bowstrings are quite difficult to make. But if we go into here, go like that, we're going to need some more string. There we go, and the bowstring is born. Nice. So now we head into here, we go like that, go there, place the 2 iron tool rods, and you guys can see a nice bow. Now, because I'm in creative mode, we do have a thing right there with automatic bow spawning. That's all good. Next, we're going to have to make ourselves some arrows. The arrows are not too bad to make either. Arrows, you guys can see here, are made from arrowheads and fletching in a tool rod. And they can be all different, and all different kinds of arrows do have different abilities, and I do believe they can have different abilities added to them naturally, which is also a cool little thing going. So let's go back to @mod.tinkers construct, @mod.tinkers. Let's find our bow head. This guy right here, our arrowhead cast, and then we need the fletching. The fletching is actually this here, right there, and it does require something else. So we'll fill that up. While it's fletching, we're going to need to grab ourselves a simple little piece of feather. Let's grab some feathers, and we'll place that there with the fetching right there. And you can see a feather fetching comes out. This arrowhead comes out, and then simply craft your arrows like so. Boom! And we get 4 arrows out of that. And these are iron arrows, so you guys can see right here. Let's place them in here. You can see arrow, well, let's go here and let's see. There we go. Base attack 2.5 hearts, short bow attack 2.5 to 5 hearts, and weight is 8 pounds, accuracy 96%, and then you can add 3 modifiers to it. So that's what all the modifiers come in. You guys can see that is definitely an extensive version of Minecraft arrows and everything cool. So pretty much, guys, that's what this mod, Tinker's Construct, adds in a nutshell. Now, obviously, like I was talking about the other day, there are still things in here that are definitely I did not cover. So, like a ladder from Tinker's Construct, or let's see, these different stones are added, as well as all these guys, all the different ore spawning. Let's see, what else is kind of added? We've got oreberry bushes. And then we've got glass or stained clay or stained panes. But really, I don't think I need to get into it unless you guys really want that. We'll get into more of the technical stuff and how to get other things as well. But guys, I think that is what we shall make out of this series for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, could you please leave a rating? Let me know how I did. And I will see you guys all in the next one.